Hello beautiful people and welcome to another episode of Reviews Under 5. Let's not waste any time, let's get straight onto it. But before we do, if you can, please like and subscribe, leave comments, recommend movies. Much appreciated. Let's get into it. Alright, so today's film is The Swordsman. Came out in 2020. It's a Korean historical period action film with a lot going for it, starring Joel Taslim, who is also known for The Raid and The Night Comes For Us. If you like hard-hitting action films, spot on. Also starring in the leading role, Chang Hyuk. I apologize if I butchered that name. I'm trying, I did some research. He is a Korean rapper, actor, all-around Korean star at the moment. The basic premise of the film is set in the Korean Middle Ages, as we would call it, and an exquisite swordsman who is slowly going blind has retired up in the mountains, and he is dragged back into the action by some northern invaders who not only threaten the kingdom but also kidnap his daughter. And then mayhem begins. This film has actually a lot going for it. The acting overall is solid. There wasn't any standout weaknesses overall in the performances. The writing of the characters wasn't always as deep as I would hoped it would be, because, for instance, the leading villain, Joe Taslim's character in this case, he's a little bit one note. He's got this cheesy, evil grin throughout the whole film, and that's not his fault. That's what he's given, that's what he's working with. But that did take away from the drama a little bit, because he's not that interesting to watch. Every time he turns up, I know where this scene is going. There was one moment where his character had a little bit of a spark of a different shade of his personality. You could tell that he cares about something else other than himself in a twisted way, but that was a very small sequence, of split second, and then we were back to regular, I'm a bad guy. So, yeah. There is some political intrigue involved in the story of this film as well. However, it does take a little backseat. The main plot, the main driving force, is this mesmerizing, mysterious swordsman who is just leaps and bounds above everybody else in the kingdom, and he is on this one-man mission to save his daughter. Visually, I think the film did what it had to do. I do not have any complaints. I think the fight sequences, the way they're filmed, are fantastic. You feel that the hectic energy of the fight, so very well done. The only thing I would have wished that it would be different was the fact that this film wanted to be an epic. At times it could have really done with a steady cam, just to give you that feeling of just the pure scale of this adventure. Just for setting up, not the actual fights themselves, just for setting up. But a lot of the times you could feel that it was a handheld camera and things like that. So there was a bit too much motion in some of the scenes where they were just at the beginning of the film. And I felt that that took a little bit away from the majesty of the whole situation. The choreography is more or less spot on. I don't think you'll find a lot more or a lot better sword play sequences in film or television. There was one moment where it jumped the shark a little bit. Like, I was watching it, and at that stage I was like, okay, I see what's going on. Obviously, they had the challenge of they had to make this guy look just so much better than everyone else. So he has a very specific way of moving, which sets him apart from everybody else. And it works for most of the time. There is one sequence I kind of clocked out a little bit. As far as historical accuracy goes, I am not the guy to tell you about it, because I've nowhere near enough knowledge to give you an accurate, detailed analysis of how accurate or inaccurate the film actually is for that period. So I'm not gonna rate it on that scale. Overall, to give it a score, I think it deserves a solid 8.5. Well above average action film with fantastic fighting, borderline great, but with some mistakes here and there. But as an action film, I recommend it, especially if you like swordplay. This is the kind of film that you will sit back and enjoy. Alright, beautiful people, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that review. I hope it was useful for you. And if you didn't, keep it to yourself. Thank you very much.